Now, if you're struggling with self sabotage and you don't know where to start, here, right here on this podcast, we're building the community. I want to remind you, breaking self sabotage patterns takes time. You've been operating like this for years, every decade, like I was. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate the small wins. We're building a community of people committed to breaking these cycles.
So Pelton, with us is the lovely co-host Storm. How you doing tonight, Storm?
I'm fine, thank you. Well, tonight we're diving into something many of our listeners experience but don't always connect back to their childhood emotional breakdowns. In adulthood, we're talking about unresolved trauma from childhood. Shows up and as overwhelming emotions responses later in life. Let's explore this together.
Okay. So let's start with the basics. What do we mean by emotional breakdown? It's not just having a rough day or feeling upset. A breakdown is when your emotions become so overwhelming that you can't function normally. You might cry uncontrollably, you might rage at something small, or you might just completely go numb. Or you could feel like you're outside of your body watching everything happen around you. The thing is, most people experience a breakdown and think, where did that come from? That didn't make sense. And that's the key, right? The trigger in the moment doesn't match the intensity of the response. A comment from your boss feels like the end of the world, like someone ignoring you feels like abandonment, like they don't want to deal with you no more. Or a small criticism feels like a personal attack. That's because the breakdown isn't really about what's happening right now, it's about what happened back then. Your nervous system is responding to something in your past, not your present. Until you make that connection, the breakdowns feel random and out of control. So physical symptoms show up too. You might feel your chest tighten, your heart race, your hands start shaking. You might feel heat in your face, flushed, or numbness in your limbs, heaviness that just won't lift. Some people describe it as being outside of their body, watching themselves fall apart. Others describe it as drowning in emotion with no way out. The thing to understand is this: a breakdown is not a character flaw, it's not a weakness. It's your nervous system trying to tell you something.
The childhood abuse connection. Here's what happens when you experience abuse as a child, whatever is verbal, physical, emotional, or sexual, your nervous system learns that isn't safe. Your body learns to read quickly, intensely, and often in ways that keep you alive back then. As an adult, your nervous system is still running that old program. It's like having a smoke detector that goes off when making toast. The detector isn't broke, it's just overly sensitive because it was calibrated for a fire. So when something happens in your adulthood that's even remotely reassembles the original wound, your nervous system doesn't dink. it reacts. A critical comment from your partner might sound like your partner's voice. Being left wanting might feel like the abandonment you experience. Losing control in a situation might trigger the helpfulness you felt as a child. As sudden you having a as suddenly you having a breakdown that feels completely out of proportion to what just happened, but it's not out of proportion, it's proportional to the original wound. Let me give you some examples. If you were criticized harshly as a child, a simple comment from your boss about work can feel like a personal attack. Your nervous system hears you are bad, you're not good enough, you deserve this, and you find yourself crying in the bathroom, unable to function. If you experience abandonment or neglect, s- someone not responding to a text message can trigger panic. Your nervous system hears you're alone, no one cares, you're going to be left, and you're aspiring, convinced the relationship is over. If you experience abuse when you had no power, a situation when you can't control the outcome can be triggering. Your nervous system hears something bad is going to happen and you can't stop it. And suddenly, I mean, and you're in full fight mode, trying to control everything around you. This is the connection. Your adult breakdown isn't about today, it's about yesterday. And your nervous system is trying to protect you from something already happened.
Not all breakdowns look the same. And the type of breakdown you can have can tell you something important about what wound is connected to. Like rage breakdowns often come from feeling powerless. When you were a child and couldn't protect yourself, you couldn't fight back, you couldn't escape. Rage might have been your only option. Think about that for a moment. That brought back some memories, actually. Like when things happened to me and I was sent to my room and explode, right? I couldn't do anything about it, but that was my emotions letting out. So I can understand this right here. Okay, as an adult, when you feel that powerlessness again, the rage comes back. It's your nervous system trying to regain that control. Okay, you feel yourself yelling, throwing things, feeling anger so intense that it scares you. But underneath that rage is a child who had no power. Grief breakdowns are different. These are when you suddenly feel the weight of everything you lost or never had: a safe childhood, a parent who showed up, trust. These breakdowns feel like mourning because they are. You are actually mourning the stuff you lost. You're grieving what should have been. You find yourself sobbing uncontrollably, unable to explain why. It's not about what's happening now, it's about what never happened then. Panic or anxiety breakdowns usually come from hypervigilance. You grew up in an unpredictable, threatening environment. Your nervous system learned to scan constantly for danger. You're always looking around. As an adult, that hypervigilance is exhausting because there's so many things to look around at. A breakdown happens when you can't stay vigilant anymore or when something triggers the feeling that danger is imminent. You might feel your heart racing, your breathing becoming shallow, a sense of impending doom that won't go away. Shutdown or dissociation breakdowns happen when you feel completely helpless, like there's nothing you can do. Your nervous system learned that when you couldn't escape or you couldn't fight, Freezing was survival. That was me. That was me, straight up. So as an adult, when you feel trapped or overwhelmed, you shut down, you go numb, you disconnect from your body's emotions. You might feel like you're watching yourself from the outside, unable to move or speak. Don't know about that part. I was in the moment, but I just couldn't do nothing about it. I was just froze. But I'm going to go for it. Each of these breakdowns that I just described to you guys is your nervous system's way of trying to survive, and understanding which type of experience can help you understand what wound is connected to.
So, how do you start recognizing your pattern? Pay attention to what triggers your breakdown. Common ones for survivors include criticism or judgment. If you were criticized harshly as a child, a simple command can feel like a personal attack. Your nervous system hears you're bad, you're not good enough, you deserve this. Even constructive feedback can feel devastating. Abandonment or
Mm,
being ignored. If you experience neglect or abandonment, being left waiting, not getting a response, or someone pulling away can trigger panic. Your nervous system hears you're alone, no one cares, you're going to be left, and suddenly you convinced the relationship is over. Loss of control. If you experience abuse when you had no power, situations where you can't control the outcome can be triggering. Your nervous system hears something bad is going to happen and you can't stop it. You may feel yourself trying to control everything around you or falling apart. You can't. Being unseen and or unheard, your needs were ignored as a child. Not being listened to or acknowledged can trigger deep shame and rage. Your
mm,
nervous system hears you don't matter, your voice don't count. You may find yourself over explaining, getting angry, or shutting down completely. Betrayal. If someone you trust hurt you, betrayal in adult relationships can feel catastrophic. Your nervous system hears no one is safe. Everybody will hurt you. You may find yourself isolating, testing people loyalty, or expecting the worst. Once you start noticing your triggers, you can begin understanding what your breakdown is trying to tell you. It's not signs that you're broken or overreacting. It's information your nervous system is saying, this feels like the thing that hurts me before. I need to protect you. Here's a practice. After a breakdown, try this.
mm.
Write down what happened, what was the trigger, what did you feel, what does this remind you from your childhood? Does judge, don't judge yourself. Just notice the pattern. Over time, you started to see the connection. And I noticed that you say, So I know it's a lot of things that you probably want to is simplify on, throughout this.
I'm telling you, this one is packing a lot to it. So, yeah.
Yes.
As soon as we get through this information, we are going to dig into this so we can explain our own personal relations to the things we're talking about tonight, so you guys can understand more of like that how a survivor would think. Okay, but I'm gonna stop there and I'm gonna go ahead with the information. But yes, Storm, that's absolutely true. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot going on here. So, without further ado, let me continue. Excuse me. Here is something important for you. You can't think your way out of a breakdown. Let me say that again. You can't think your way out of a breakdown. If you're having a breakdown, it's already past the point of you trying to think about it. So willpower doesn't work because your nervous system isn't operating from logic. It's operating from survival instinct. When you're in a breakdown, your prefrontal cortex, the thinking part of your brain, is offline. The amygdala, if I'm butchering this word, please forgive me. The alarm system in your brain is running the show. So telling yourself, this isn't a big deal, or I'm overreacting, doesn't help because your body doesn't believe it. Your nervous system is in survival mode, and logic is not going to reach that. Okay? What helps is regulation. That means helping your nervous system feel safe again. There are things you could do in the moment. So when you start to feel yourself about to have a breakdown or you start breaking down, if you can, try to use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. Name 5 things you can see. I don't know if you can see my hand. Name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things you can smell. I ain't trying to put my fingers up my nose, but two, 2 fingers you can, 2 fingers, 2 things you can smell, right? And 1 thing you can taste. You can taste. Okay, so that's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. However you do. Anyway, this brings you back to the present moment and tells your nervous system that right now you're safe. You're not in the past. You're here now and you're okay. Box breathing is another thing you could try. You can breathe in for 4 counts, hold that for 4 counts, breathe out for 4 counts, hold that for 4 counts, and repeat. This activates, okay, please don't get mad at me if I butcher this word. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system. That was one word, by the way. Parasympathetic. Okay. I don't know if I'm saying sympathetic like sympathetic or is it sympathic, but sympathetic, I don't know. Okay, but parasympathetic. The calming system in your body, right? It tells your body that the threat has passed. Movement sometimes your body needs to move to process the activation. Walking, shaking, dancing, or stretching. Whatever helps your nervous system discharge the energy. Your body might need to complete the survival response it couldn't complete as a child, right? But here's the thing. Yeah, so it always feels like there's a catch, but not so much as a catch, but as a caveat. These techniques help in the moment. They don't heal the wound. They help you be able to cope and function normally because you might just need to take a moment to step back and do those things. Then you can re-engage into whatever you were doing. But the problem is still there, right? Real healing happens when you process the original trauma, when you name it, when you grieve it, when you understand it, and integrate it into your story. And the first step is exactly what we're doing right now. We're making the connection. We're talking about it. We're recognizing your adult breakdown is connected to your childhood wound. And that's the beginning of healing. That awareness is everything.
As we wrap up, I want to say this. If you're having emotional breakdowns, you're not broken, you're not overreacting, you're not weak, you're healing. Your nervous system is trying to protect you. It's doing exactly what it learned to do to keep you alive. In fact, you're here listening to this, thinking about these connections that already healing works. You're already on the path. Moving forward, here's what matters: build self compassion When you have a breakdown, don't add shame on top of it. Don't tell yourself you should be over this. Instead, talk to yourself like you talk to your child who's scared. This is hard. Your body is trying to protect you. You're safe now. I'm here with you. That voice, that compassionate voice, is what heals.
Mm,
Create a toolkit. Know what helps you regulate. If it's grounding, movement, talking to someone, music, writing, art, building a list of things that help so when a breakdown is coming, you have options.
mm,
You're not caught off guard. We have resources. Know that when you seek support, if breakdowns are happening frequently, you're affecting your relationship or work. If you feel stuck, that's when professional support matters. A trauma informed therapist can help you process the original wound in ways that chat or podcast can't. There is no shame in that. That's wisdom. Understand the difference. Managing breakdown is important, but resolving them means going back to the source. It means processing the original trauma so your nervous system don't need to react so intensely anymore. You're not trying to never feel. You're not trying to never feel. You're trying to feel safely. And here's the beautiful part.
mm.
As you heal the wound, the breakdown change. They become less frequent, less intense, less scary, not because you're suppressing them, but because your nervous system is learning you're safe. That's the dread has passed, that you survived.
Before we close, I want to open it up. Storm, do you have anything you want to add to the listeners? You want to go back over some of this stuff? Because we got a lot of time left this time. I wanted to make sure we had a lot of time to unpack today.
I it was like a lot. It has a lot because I do feel like when because I work 8 to 5 and I work in well I work in an environment where I have a boss, and when you are being like it's a little bitty ding and you're being nagged at, you do feel like, oh Lord Jesus, you feel like it's this big, and it's not personal.
Mm,
And she have always said, it's not personal. We just got to talking about something today that happened probably 2 or 3 years ago. And she said it wasn't supposed to be personal, but I couldn't care about your feelings at the time because I was too busy trying to find something out. Because I had to move you out the way in order to find out what was going on. So I couldn't care about the feelings at that time. I had to care about getting to the vivid point of what's going on in my company.
mm,
And but I took it personal at the time because I'm like, I thought I was gonna lose my job. I thought, a lot of things that was going on, but that wasn't the case. So yes, we feel like something that's supposed to be this little, we feel like it's like this. And that's how I felt at the time.
mm-hmm. So, I mean, I get it. I really get it. Don't get me wrong. I really get it. Okay. Back when you had talked about the examples from the connections, trying to make the connections. Uh, when somebody gives you a simple comment or criticism, you know, it might even be like a light, humorous joke or something. Somebody just jabbing you. You know what I'm saying? Nothing really serious. But to me, it comes off as a front. And when somebody come back to me, you wearing them old dingy pants, at work today. My my lips get tight because I can feel the curse words trying to come through. I'm trying to hold back. Fuck me, that was wrong with my pants, mother. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I'm joking about it right now.
Yes.
But in reality, when the stuff
At the
happens, this
time,
stuff just
yes.
started running through my mind. Yeah. So it took a long time for me to hold that stuff back because it wasn't no hold at first. I mean, it was. I ain't gonna
Yes.
lie. It was a hold at first. But as I got older, that hold started getting looser and looser and looser until I got to the point where I wasn't just flat out cussing people out, but I would just ghost a person. And they were, what the fuck happened, man? You know, I can't call his
I
phone
did
number.
I did
Ain't
that.
answering
I
me no
did that.
more. But
Yes.
that was me.
Yeah, I did that. I did that too. I did it. I'm bad. I'm bad. And I needed some help. Probably about last year. Yes. Last year I needed the help. Bad. Cause like you say, my mouth was bad off. You said the little bit is dang, and I thought about it. I took it the extra mile, and I was loose at the tongue, and I gave a bestie at the time. I drug him, and so I had to take a 3 month sabbatical, and I had to go back to Derby, and I had to get me together, everybody. And I do have to say it
Mm,
because every now and then you do have to go back through therapy, and you have to know that hey, it's time for me to go back to therapy because some things are slipping, and I need some help in some different situations. And everybody, yes, I had to go back to therapy for 3 months. It took 3 months before I could even say anything to that person because I like if I see him, if I say anything, I'm going to strangle him. I'm gonna go to jail. So it
mm,
was that deep, everybody. It was just that deep because I took the little bitty slightest comments and I whooped. I exhaled on that person. I exhaled real bad. I drug the person through the mud. Yes, I drug
mm.
them, but we here now. That's where
Yeah,
we
I
at. We
did too.
here. We here.
Not like that though, but I did.
But
In my
I
mind,
did. We
anyway,
got
I did.
help.
But I wasn't still getting help from me. So, work in progress, right? We are all work in progress. I mean, it never stops. We always trying to do better and be better. And then it's a lot of times we miss the mark. But we are trying. We are trying. And that's the thing. You have to keep trying and try, and you will succeed eventually if you keep trying at it. So that's what we are. That's what we're about. Another thing that part where you talked about the abandonment or neglect, someone not
Hmm.
responding to a text message makes you feel panic, like you're gonna be left out, or
Yeah.
you start spiraling. Oh, okay. But this is so many different ways on this one for me that I can cut into this because for me, anytime a person doesn't respond, my mind automatically goes to, oh, they fucking around. Straight up. I mean, that's what my mind instantly goes to. And I had to stop myself. Now I have to stop myself and say, bro, really? Maybe they doing something. Maybe they doing something. And a lot of times I'll take the internal voice and I'll verbalize it, not really realizing that I'm doing that, but it's trying to make me rationalize to myself. But somebody outside one day, something happened, and I was trying to make, how to say it? When you try to look at the good part of a person, or you try to rationalize what it could have been for their benefit, like you giving them the benefit of the doubt, should I say? I hate to use colloquialisms, but it explains it perfectly. Because if somebody messes up, I'm like, oh, they probably just did this, or they probably no, they actually screwed up probably. But I don't really know that. But my mind, because it happened, especially if it was directly concerning me, in my mind, I'm going off. What the hell? What? Okay, but I try to rear that in, because not everybody is always trying to do something bad to me, especially in a relationship. And I truly believe that people, for the most part, have a good intentions in their heart. Not all people do, obviously, as you can see in the state of our country. But anyway, as you can see, that not everybody has good intentions. So trying to weed out or go in between, trying to figure out who is and who ain't that person for me, while somebody's saying something to me, trying not to take it to heart, not responding to me, not responding to a phone call or a text, or if I speak to you and there's like nothing, no response. Maybe I feel like, okay, either you ignoring me or you just didn't hear me. So I'll try it for a second time, you know, and I'll say whatever it is. I might tap them on the shoulder and like, hey, can we have this conversation or whatnot? I don't want to be like, okay, the inner side of me just cussing like, okay, if you can imagine this, the rage, right, from the abandonment issues or the inner child is like the Tasmanian devil inside of me, right? So if you
Oh
can
my
imagine that
God.
mixed with like Yosemite, you can imagine both of those together, the Tasmanian devil and Yosemite Sound, because the Tasmanian devil is just the anger stirring up. Okay, whatever the cuss words would be at the moment, that's what I'm just relating that to. But the Yosemite Sound would be the outward emotional outburst from that emotional spin up. So yeah, that right there. Because my abandonment issues, my parents wasn't like they weren't around. Well, my dad, he wasn't around a lot, but my mom was present outside of her work schedules. But even when she was present, you didn't want to be around her. And when you tried to be around her, something always jumped off. So it was like you didn't want to be back there. So yeah, it was like, and I got an emotional disconnect with my parents, especially the one I wanted to have with them. But now when I'm reaching for someone out here and I feel like they're downplaying me or playing me off or not trying to respond to me, I instantly go into protection mode. Like, okay, I'm gonna just say it. Fuck you. That's where I go. And I don't talk to you no more. If I feel like you trying to cut me off, that's exactly where I go. Wow. That was a lot that just came out. I mean, we
Well,
got a
that's
lot
what
to
it's all
go over.
about.
I do.
That's what it's all about, though. That's what it's all about. It's all about just saying, hey, this is what it is. This is where you meet me at. This is where I used to be at, and I'm still there. I'm still trying to go through the motion, just like we are teaching you now. I'm still trying to go through the motion.
So did anything in this like reach out and like tug on you like like it did me for those two passages? I mean, that was way early in our talk. So I mean, it's a lot to touch me, but I just want to know if anything touched you.
I was the same way that you was when people wouldn't respond to me, and I called you, I tried to reach out to you, I text you, I did a text back, and I feel like you ain't doing nothing, or I feel like you read that text and you just ignored me and you left me on. Well, the older kids used to say read. Now they saying whatever. I don't know what it is no more, but I feel like you left me untouched or unbothered. Yeah, I had that. I had the same idea that you had, F you, because I ain't got time to deal with it. And to be honest, and this may hurt a lot of people's feelings, but I erase you at that point, because I don't even want to have anything to do with you. You know, I'm dealing with something right now, and it's like I have in that doubt process that y'all can I'm standing out on business because this is about business and I don't have time for it.
Okay, I feel you on that for real.
Hmm.
Because when you're trying to be upfront and 100 with somebody, and then they're kind of flippant, like, whatever, it's not important, it doesn't matter. And it, to a survivor, that's like you pushing a button for real. I know people like, oh, you should get over it. It's not that important. It's so long ago, it shouldn't matter anymore. Don't be surprised if you get an uppercut if you say that to us, because
Oh,
we are
I've been
already
there.
triggered. And if
Yeah, I've been
mm-hmm,
there. I've
I'm,
been
I'm,
there. When you say
I'm gonna
it
take
don't
your
when you
signature
say it
move.
don't matter, when it say, oh Lord, the throat, yeah. But if if you if you say that it doesn't matter, yes, if you say it doesn't matter, oh my God, you open the gates of hell
Mm,
because you just told me, oh, you need to get over it. It doesn't matter anymore. Oh, you just lit the lake of fire, because I, you know, I'm gonna drag you, and it's gonna get heated. It's supposed to be something that gets way out of content. It's gonna get something that's gonna be really heated. It's gonna be compacted
mm-hmm.
because I mean, I had someone to tell me, what's wrong with you? You should be over it. It happened way. And I'm like, it's because of people like you that I'm still dealing with stuff like this. Cause you have no care,
See,
and
mm,
it's a double-edged sword. You have women that don't have no regards for a man's feelings, and you have men that don't have no regards for a woman's feeling. So it's a double-edged sword, everybody. So it's not one-sided, it's double-sided because I have seen it because I used to be gay. I done seen it on both sides of the retro. So I done seen it from the female side and I done seen it from the male side. So females are no better than the males. So it's a double-edged sword.
mm, agreed, agreed. We we can be some harsh beings, both sides can say some harsh things, even if you don't even have to know somebody saying, you think, what kind of person are they that they would say such a thing? I don't want to be associated with a person like that. Or I wouldn't want that person to be my friend, knowing that you think a certain way and the way that you're thinking actually is impacting how I think, or not how I think, but impacting my outlook on the world because we're supposed to be friends. Oh, it seems like we lost Storm for a second there. Apologize for the difficulties. I'm hoping you can get her. Storm, if you're watching, the link is still open for you, so you can come right back using that link. Okay. Well, I'm gonna continue. I think it's like that I was noticing. About this, let me go because there was another one. Yeah, it was talking about when Storm had talked about if you experienced abuse, or of course, Storm and I both have experienced abuse, and in this situation, what she talked about is where we didn't have any power, and not having the power made us feel a certain way. There she is. All right. Bringing you right back up in here.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, well, like I said, this thing, we, we have technical difficulties, so you will see anything happen live. Okay. Well, at Storm, I was just talking to them about one of the things you discussed about experiencing abuse where you had no power, a situation where you couldn't control the outcome, and how your nervous system saying something bad is going to happen and you can't stop it. You're in full fight mode, trying to control everything around you. Okay. So I evolved to that where I try to control everything in my realm, but I know that's really not realistic. Can't control everything. So you try to do the best you can with pointing yourself in the right direction, right? But
Yes.
I was the one. Excuse me, my ears itching. I was like, what the heck? Your video went out again.
I'm still here.
I wonder, can you hear me? Okay, you're
Hello.
here, but your video's
I
gone.
can.
Okay, I just want to let you know that we can hear you.
Oh,
We can hear you.
okay.
Your video's gone though. So I wonder if I can do that.
I mean, it's
Okay.
okay. Let's
Oh,
keep
check
it
this out.
moving.
On your screen, you have a little button for your camera. You can hit the X on your camera, but your mic will still be active. Do that. I don't know.
Okay.
There you are. It says you're in the stream with audio only.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
just check back periodically to see if your video kicks back in. If not, okay. So yeah, we were talking about the rage situation. Okay, I was the kid that went to my room and raged. I had no outlet, right? I mean, mom was what the ghetto boy said. My mom was dropping them fifth ward B's on me. I can laugh about it now, but in the back of my mind, I still got a little buzz going up my spine thinking about it. But yeah, when things like that would happen, when I would be so caught up in the trauma of whatever happened, the berating, or see, I don't know about that part, but let me get to that in a minute. But the beatings or whatever, and you get sent to your room for whatever happened. And I'm in my room. We all have those moments when we just can't do anything about it. You scream into your pillow. Of course, I would be in a situation where my parents said no closed doors. You couldn't close your door to your room in our house when I was younger. There was no
Wow.
such thing as you had privacy. That was no such thing. All doors stayed open, period. Unless you were changing clothes. That's the only time the doors could be closed. As soon as you finish changing, that door better be back open. That was an ass whooping. If that door wasn't open. Oh, the berating part. That's what caused me to rage the most. Because my parents had this thing where if you did something wrong, it could have been a mistake. It could have been just out of youth not knowing, or it could have been something that we did was actually wrong. We made a conscious choice to do something stupid. Okay. They would make you stand in front of them while they sat on the couch smoking and drinking and dog you. You could not respond. That was an ass whooping. You couldn't walk away. That was an ass whooping. You couldn't do anything. Even if they asked you a question as a response, whatever you say, that was going to be an ass whooping. You just had to stand there and listen to them berate you, dog you, cuss you out, whatever. And when they were finished, then they send you to your room. That was the times where I was
Wow.
like so much emotion built up inside me. I was ready to destroy everything, punching holes in walls and stuff like that. That's when the rage came. So when they talk about mental abuse, that's mental abuse, verbal and mental, both. Yeah, because I
I
tried to
was
talk to them about certain things. That was met with ass whooping, foot to ass. Okay,
dang.
stomp out, beat down, whatever. Then I tried, you know, walking away one time. That was very bad. That one was very bad. And
Oh my
yeah, that
God.
was that was ass whooping.
Just too many.
Even
Damn.
when I tried to, yeah, even if I tried to like reason, my kid mind trying to reason, that was an ass whooping. So and it was nothing you could do. Even if they asked you a question, it was a setup. It was like, don't say shit. Just stand there and take it. Your tears rolling out because you want to say something so bad, but if you say something, that's your ass. Then they wonder why you don't talk. What's wrong with you? You stupid? You can't talk? They would say shit like that.
Oh my God.
I mean, I wanted to. Couldn't. I couldn't fight them. 2-on-1? Hell no. I'd be a little blood splat on the ground. Y'all would have never heard me to this day. That's how serious it was.
Oh my God.
So I couldn't but I couldn't. So upstairs to my room, punch a hole in the wall. Upstairs to my room, screaming my pillow. Upstairs in my room, throwing shit. Broke a lot of toys that way, even if they were used. Didn't matter to me because I had to get it out. It was like something on me so tough. If I didn't get it out, I was going to explode. That's how bad it was. Yeah, sitting in the room crying for hours off some bull stuff. Okay, try your
Yeah.
camera again.
I did
Wow, it still didn't do it. You might
Can
have
you
to
hear
leave the
me?
studio and come back. But I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Anything else? Um, yes, we can hear you.
Well,
We can
no,
hear you.
I understand exactly what you were saying. I just
I was about to ask.
yeah, I understand exactly how you feel. I understand everything that you were saying, how you feel, because when I was belittled or when, sarcasm came across from, different family members, because when you're, you don't have no other way when you say you can't fight, you can't do this, it's out of your league. And I think that's how I got good at poetry because my release statement was numb and I went to writing. So it was like the writings on the wall. And my favorite, I would end my favorite,
Okay.
I would end with my poems with I lie dead with with the living walking over me, because that's how I felt.
Deep stuff here tonight, y'all. Deep stuff. Deep stuff. Deep stuff. So
Yes.
yes, we as survivors trying to connect with you guys so we can give you information that you need, talk to you about our personal stories, share with you things that to let you know that hey, we are in the fight with you. You're not out here battling by yourself. We're sharing our testimonies tonight and every night for that matter. So
Yes.
if you guys would think about it, excuse me, you don't have to carry this alone. You don't have to carry this forever. Here's what I want you to leave with tonight. Your emotional breakdowns are not your fault. They're not a sign of weakness. They're a sign that you survived something very, very hard. And your body is still carrying around that survival response. The connection between your childhood and your adult breakdowns is real. It's nothing about that. Just fake. Your life experience through your trauma, plus your emotions connected to that trauma, your feelings, your thoughts, all of that's real. And recognizing that connection is the first step towards healing. If you're struggling with this, reach out, talk to someone. There's numbers down here at the bottom of the screen that you can call. We got crisis hotlines. We got the RAIN hotline. We got domestic violence hotline, childhood abuse hotline. We got don't did I say domestic violence? Oh, we got sex trafficking hotline on there too, and of course the suicide and crisis hotline 988. So we got stuff down there. Plus, it's two websites that you can go and check out if you're trying to find a therapist in your area, a trauma informed therapist. We have things for you. So you can talk to someone. You can seek the support. We're giving you the tools right here on the show to get you from point A to point B. You deserve to feel regulated, safe, and at home in your own body, right? So, Storm, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
No, it's everything was just, it went just where it needed to do, and we elaborated, we expand on a lot of things tonight, so that was a good thing.
Yes. And expanding on things, I'm glad you brought that up. We have something that we want to share with you again. This is our flyer. You might have seen it around. we have a special guest coming, Heather Ann Ferry. She's going to be on our show, on our Saturday show this Saturday coming up, 9:30 p.m., April 25th, 2026. She's a spiritual practitioner and many other things. We're going to go down through there. And I want you guys to come and see this show because Heather has a lot to unpack for us about her amazing transformation and what she did to maintain and get through and survive. Not only to survive, to thrive and conquer. So I want you guys to be able to come so you can listen to this interview and learn a possible avenue that might be suitable for you to navigate through your own journey. You know, she has some good tips, she has some good advice, and I wouldn't have her on the show any otherwise. I'm so grateful that we are able to have guests now, and you guys get to benefit from this wisdom and experience that we can bring to you. So please, by all means, tell a friend, tell family, tell the world, and let everybody know. Terror to Triumph is now having guests on the show, and we want you to be involved.
Yes.
This is going to be something great. So we want you to come. We want you to listen to what she has to say. She's a very powerful person. And she has had a very, very interesting life. I'm not going to get into it because I know some stuff
Wow.
about her that I haven't told you
Oh
guys.
my
But
God.
yeah, see, I'm not going to get into it because I want you guys to get all of this, right? So please,
Yes.
amend your schedules. Come check us out Saturday evening, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and see Heather Ann Ferry and hear what she has to say. I just want to end on that note. Well, on that partial note. Also, I want to remind you guys we have to pay the bills. So if you would like to support the podcast, you can go over to www.buzzsprout.com and you can look up Terror to Triumph and you can subscribe there or you can donate. And those subscriptions and donations help fund the show to help keep the connections going, the conversations going, the information flowing. And also, you could do the same thing by going over to www.peltsemporium, which is our affiliated merchandise site. So you can buy merchandise from Terror to Triumph. You can't get it anywhere else. So you can buy, this is the official Terror to Triumph merchandise. I just wanted to say you can only get it at this website, from this website. You can't get it anywhere else. They're designed by us, me for now, but I'm asking Storm to chime in with some of her thoughts on designs. Actually, she had me design a pair of shoes for men, black and gold shoes. So I did that. They're on sale for you guys. Got to go and check it out for yourself. I'm not going to tell you, but I know it's a lot of stuff there, and it's nice stuff. I made sure the quality is good too, so you're not going to get any cheap things there. That's not cheap. No, something you could wear 2-3 times and already it's fraying at the seams or it's falling apart. And no, you're not gonna get no stuff like that. This is good quality stuff. And the designs are, if I can toot my own horn, they're pretty darn snatchy. all right. I'm gonna end it there because we had our time. I'm Alfonso Pelt. This has been Storm. This is Terror to Triumph. And we thank you for coming to view the show. Please, by all means, stay safe, stay mindful of your surroundings, and we will see you tomorrow. God bless you.